Thank you for taking us on the opportunity to come and talk to us. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about what do you do? Where do you come from? First off, where do you come from?
Well, I was born in Mexico. I was born in Jalisco, Guadalajara, and I was brought in when I was like 3 years old. But I came in to the USA, but we went straight to Alaska. Yeah. It was quite the experience. I mean, I was like probably like 2 or 3 years old. So, I mean, I don't remember much, but
Yeah.
we've been there for like a year and a half or so. My dad was I think he was a fisherman out there. I don't know exactly what he was doing.
You work with the sea.
He worked with the sea, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I then from there I lived my whole life in California. I've been through Anaheim to Ventura, and then ended up staying in Oxnard.
Awesome.
Been here all my life, and yeah, dude, like I just started this company called IRaw Films. I enjoyed taking pictures even from my phone, and I grew up for me that I have a desire to like capture moments, and thankfully had a good eye for it. So
Yes.
I came a long way through. So
Well, where did that come from? Where did the photography come from? Like around what age did you like? Oh, I like taking pictures, or
when that started, I actually was in Mexico because since I was born in Mexico, I had to get my residency. I didn't know I was a resident or like a citizen
Yeah.
until like high school. I was applying for colleges, and I saw that an option came up as input your social security. So I was like, I don't know what my social is. So I called up my mom. I was like, hey, what's my social? And she was like, you don't have one.
forgot to mention you don't have one.
I know,
You
right?
didn't come with one.
So I was like, yeah, I kind of need one for my education, dude. And so we started a process. It was a 3 to 4 year process. I ended up going to Mexico as a punishment, kind of,
Oh yeah.
because it was like a
Oh,
penalty since I was over here illegally.
Yes.
But it's funny because I was here illegally for 1 year.
What?
Yeah. For them, I was here for 1 year, and I was
Oh, I get
like,
it, I
because
get
I
it,
guess
yeah.
I applied for like DACA,
Mhm.
and they said I didn't renew it, so they didn't like that idea. So they punished me with two options of penalty. I mean, one serving a 10-year penalty in Mexico, I couldn't leave, and the other one I had to turn in like a forgiveness packet, having recommendations from like people that I know, like from my church, from my school, my professors, and all that. And with that, I ended up going to Mexico. They told me it was like a process from like 3 to like 4 months, the latest, but it ended up being like 2 years. So
Oh
it
man.
was it was a pretty crazy experience.
That is.
But throughout that experience, it's been like constant depression, stress, and like things that in the end of the day, you think you're ready for,
Yes.
but it hits you hard. So like I had to learn how to cope with all of that and the new changes in my life. But through all that, I had a lot of time in my hands, and I didn't have a camera, but I had a phone.
Mm.
So that it started building off that creativity off of me to like document like my process and all that by taking pictures or even making small videos. Like I have a video of my day to day in Mexico, where I was born at. It's like a little town, like literally, like I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Coco.
Yeah.
So literally like that. There's no McDonald's. There's no nothing out there. So it's just pure tacos. It's good, but like tacos every day is like
Yeah.
Not
it's
the best choice.
yeah. I mean like pancakes at least that would be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I started off, and thankfully it's been a blessing in my life.
Um, like, when did you like start like your business? Like, how did you like put it out? Or you just everyone just through like ear to ear, just like hearing about you?
So when I started off that, it was funny because I was trying to impress a girl
Yes.
that is now my wife.
Awesome.
Because I told her that I was into photography. Like, I liked the idea, but at the moment, I only had like a Canon T5, like
Yes.
one of those automatic ones that
Mhm.
you used to have. And I told her that I like taking pictures and all that. And then she was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I was like, dude, yeah. So then after that, it was pandemic. And I remember unemployment was like literally giving out money. So I
Yes.
was in the school bus department company. And they I was getting paid, but not I wasn't working.
Yes.
So then I had all this, money, extra money. So I was like, oh, dude. And I'm telling her that I'm a photographer. And I was like, nah, man, I got to go buy stuff. So I literally went to like Best Buy. I bought a DJI action camera and a drone. And I was like, yeah.
Damn, so you invested a lot during the pandemic.
Yeah. So I was like, this makes me legit,
Yeah.
She's
You
going to
felt
know
like
I'm a
Steven Spielberg
photographer.
with the fucking drone.
Call up Michael Bay. I'm coming. So literally, I went over there just to impress her. I was like, yeah, dude, I'm legit. I said what I am, and then after that, I just had to follow through, and then it started growing more desire, and then I started taking it into consideration because back then I was like, dude, I should have invested in other stuff,
Yes.
like other camera bodies or stuff like that, and then. But I mean, obviously, I can't really focus on the past. But that's how literally my drive for all this started for photography and videography.
Do you remember your first venue and stuff, or
My first venue, I was in a buddy of mine. Literally a day before, I knew he was getting married, and I texted him. I was like, "Hey, man, do you have a videographer?" And he told me, he was like, no, I don't have a videographer. And I was like, oh, cool. I was like, well, I could do it for you. I'm brand new to it, and I could give you a well, not cheap, but a good
price?
Good price. And he was like, dude, it's tomorrow. I was like, no way, dude. I was like, you serious? He's like, yeah, dude. It's such a blessing. Dude, I kid you not, I was praying for something, and then you texted me, and I was like, dude, no way, dude. I was like, this is such a perfect timing. It was like, dude, I'll send you the info right now, and then we'll pay you tomorrow, bro. Thank you. And I was like, so I kid you not, from one day to another, I didn't have a stabilizer, and I told him I was gonna do a video, and I was like, damn it. So I literally hit up one of my homies, and I was like, hey, man, I need to use your stabilizer. Can you come through with it? He's like, yeah. So, he taught me how to use it because I didn't know how to use it, dude. So, literally at the spot, dude, I was able to come through,
Yes.
But, that was my first time, dude. And up to now, me and him were, really great friends, man. I've taken photos for him for Christmas, him and his family. Now he has a little girl. So, it was a pretty cool first time for my venue.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Last minute,
Came
through.
Minute, without even knowing,
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude.
That's a good, you just I got my stuff, asked a friend, everything happened just fast, man.
Yeah. When you, dude, it was a pretty cool experience, and honestly, they're awesome people.
Is it easier now to just jump in?
Yeah. So now I come in with a plan, pretty
Yes.
much. Even having a quinceañera, it's the same thing as I write out a script to have everything planned out in my mind, and that way I just know what to record and what not to record. Because sometimes you may record 2 hours of footage and only use 15 minutes, dude.
Yeah. That is crazy.
So in the end of the day, you gotta be wise with how you use your
memories,
and your storage and all that. But yeah.
Has your camera just shut off on you one time and just oh man?
No.
Oh.
So I actually had an engagement shoot.
Yeah.
My card, the SD card, I only brought one because I was like, oh, it's 15, 30 photos. And
Okay.
it's going to be cool. So I went and, when you put in the SD card to your computer and you take it out without ejecting. So it got messed up. So I showed up and they were coming a little late, so I was like, "Oh, okay. I'll run to a Walgreens." It was up here in the Cross in Ventura.
Okay.
So I went to to find a store that sold the SD cards, and I was like, "Damn, dude!" So I ended up finding one, and $50. So I bought it, I got it, and then they called me. They're like, "Hey, we're here. Where you at?" And I was like, "Oh man, they're pissed, dude." And I was like, "Damn it." So I ended up and go in and I explained to them what happened. They're like, "Oh." And now in my head, I was like, dude, this guy does not.
So unprofessional.
Yeah, so unprofessional. I was like, no, dude. But I think one of those moments were the best edits and the photos that I've actually taken.
Yes.
Paid
off for it.
Yeah, it paid off for it in the end of the day. But thankfully, no, I've never had problems with the camera body.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I've heard stories that, people have been recording in weddings and stuff like that. And the lasers from the DJ?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
If it hits the sensor, dude. kills it. Well, it doesn't kill it, but like instantly in the image, you'll see a white line, and it just messes up everything,
Oh.
It just
dude.
kills the shot.
Yeah, no, I was talking to a photographer right now and the quinceañera. He told me, he's like, yeah, dude, one of my cameras got attacked by that. And you just see a white line go through it. I was like, no way. And I was like, because the sensor is pretty pricey.
Yes.
And he was like, I asked him, I was like, how much did you have to pay for that? He's like, $600, dude. I was like, no, just for a little white line, dude.
That is crazy.
So do you do like a lot of collaborations with other photographers, or is it just like just you try to do your own thing in your own company?
Well, I I often offer them that I am also a photographer and videographer. And when my wife was here, I did offer that kind of packet because she would help me out with photography, or I would do videography, or vice versa. But when it comes to like having other photographers or other videographers, if I'm the photographer, usually I don't know who they are, but at the moment I always tend to like work together with them because obviously you wouldn't want to come out in one of their shots.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, hey, whenever you're gonna take a picture, if I'm in front of you, tap my shoulder, or if I'm behind you, I'll tap your shoulder so we can communicate regardless. And I think that's the best way because like sometimes you would have like a good shot, but I'm behind the person,
Yes.
and it's gonna suck.
Mhm.
It's gonna suck regardless. But no, I often it's a good factor to like actually go in and like communicate well with that because it could come in like as disaster in the end of the day. Yeah.
What about like has the people ask you like, hey, can I go with you so I can guide like look behind you so I can learn it too? Or has people reach out to you about that?
Yeah.
Or
So.
can people reach out to you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I by all means, I like sharing my knowledge. When
Yes.
Hector told me about starting the podcast, I told him I was like, yeah, man, like you gotta get this, and that, and like have everything set up, and like man, like it came through because like this is a pretty awesome setup.
It is.
I think that's the best way to like actually help out because like knowledge comes in handy, dude.
Yes,
Like
it
as
does.
long as you tell them, oh, correct your ISO to your shutter speed and your white balance, you have it on set, dude. Like as long as you tell them that, and you have obviously have the desire to learn,
Yes.
you will actually like understand it and even push your craft to even more. So I think yeah, dude. Like if anyone wants to learn, honestly, like reach out.
Yes.
I would really love that because I love seeing people exceed. I love seeing people grow, and it's awesome just to see that.
I saw something with me and Hector were saying too is like as soon as we get our foot in and somebody wants to want to learn this with us, you know what I mean? We'll help them out as much as we could. They can use it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because yeah, like I feel like those kind of criticisms are always good. I mean,
Yes.
because I've met people that actually take it really bad, and they're like, "Well, I like how I'm doing my things," and I'm like,
Yes.
"Nah, dude. Like it's always good, like to learn even more. Because man, like if I knew a certain photo to like have everything blurry, but the image have it clear, I would love to learn that. And if someone knows that, dude, that'd be awesome that they could teach me. But like,
Yes.
I do understand that some people don't have the time, and I
Mhm.
truly understand that. But if I have the time and someone's asking me, shoot, I would love to like explain them because it's a passion of mine, and I would
Yes.
love for people to know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how was it working with your wife? Like, how did you guys like how did it work in the beginning? Like, was it kind of hard or?
Um, Surprisingly, we're actually really in sync. So like, I told her since the beginning, I was like, when we started this business, to always have like, I have an AirPod in my ear so she can have, so like the same thing. If she was taking video and I was in her shot, she would tell me, hey, move to the right, and I'll move to the right. And even then, like if I knew she was coming into the scene, I would back off. So like it was just like perfect sync. Like I enjoyed it very well, and she actually taught me way a lot more because she's a digital designer, so she's worked a lot with cameras and all that too. And for her to teach me those things were like literally a blessing because at no point did I ever question and be like, oh, you think you know more than me? Like,
Yeah.
nah, nah, nah. I actually took it well, and I put it to work.
Yes.
And yeah, dude, like it's I tell her now, I was like, dude, I miss working with you.
Yeah.
I miss working with you because it's
That chemistry's there.
Yeah, the chemistry is just beyond great. Like
Your partners, yeah, just like you guys feed off each other.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, man, where's she at?
Yeah. Where's your right hand man?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, right now my sister's been like really helping me out. You know, she's been, on it too, and I really appreciate her work also. Even though she doesn't like really do it, but like she has a gift
It's a
for
good
it
helper.
also. Yeah.
So your wife, she already had like a background in photography besides the digital, the
Yeah. So she had she actually went to school for it.
Mm.
Yeah, so she had a lot of projects to do with photography, and I think she even came to like use After Effects program for like video. She's taught me a lot. Like when it comes to Photoshop, also, dude, she knows a lot, and I'm like, dude, I did not know this. I was over here like brushing off wrong, and it made me look like you had makeup on your face, and she makes it look flawless, dude. I'm like, dude, like no.
So you guys are getting into short films now, or?
I wanna like document what I've gone through the time I was in Mexico.
That'd be awesome.
But right
It's
now,
like a big thing right now, though.
yeah.
I like those, man. It's not too long. You could sit there and just like watch them.
Yeah, they're really creative too, and with little, like that's why like it's awesome to know that people don't rely on expensive equipment.
Yes.
Because I feel like your creativity shouldn't depend on that. You could have a phone and make a film with it, Zack Snyder made a short film about I think it was a horror movie or something like that. But it was a really good shot,
Yes.
As long as you have the creativity, dude, like, I don't know, you could have nothing expensive to do that.
Who do you like look up to, like photographers or directors that inspires you, like their work inspires you, like man, that shit's like really awesome.
I really like the work that Sam Raimi did with because he did the Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire. Those are great movies.
Yeah.
I loved them as a kid
Me too.
growing up, and he's made some horror films that are like pretty cool. But his idea with how he uses, because like every director has like this speciality when it comes to like making movies and all that. Like
it's their movies. You already know.
Right. Because I forgot this guy's name. The one he directed the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes.
With Leonardo DiCaprio and what's it called?
Gran Torino? No, it was Gran Torino. Not Gran Torino. The Mexican guy.
No, it wasn't Guillermo. It wasn't Guillermo.
No. It's his the otother one. The guy does.
Spielberg, no?
Is this no? It's the guy from. Trying to remember now. Want to look it up? Yeah.
Well, I mean, this guy,
Yeah.
his thing is feet.
Yes.
So if you see all of his movies, they have feet. So there's a scene where this girl is like putting her feet up on the dashboard when she's driving with Brad Pitt, and it shows her feet and like some disgusting feet. But like, that's his thing. So like Sam Raimi, his thing was like zooming into eyes. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you guys remember that in the Spider-Man movies, but on the movie he did with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, he zoomed into.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's his special thing, like the thing when you see a movie and you don't know who the director is, but they zoom into the eye perfectly, like that's what I enjoy from him. The detail that he gives into all that,
that's
the creativity.
Yeah, that's their style.
Yeah,
you can recognize their work by their style.
Right.
Yes.
So I feel like for that kind of. I think it motivated me because, like, the same thing, like, yeah, the eye didn't go into the camera didn't go into the eye, I'm sorry. But the idea he gives off by doing that, either you're seeing a reflection to another scene or going into, like, another
dimension and universe.
Yeah, so, like, man, I give him props because that's really awesome.
That is.
That's really awesome. But for him to do that, it motivates me to.
What do you like to do on your free time besides like photography and
photography? Well, right now over there in Mexico, I like to walk a lot. It's really awesome because like I kid you not, I told my wife, I was like, I saw some houses that was like for sale, and I was like, I've never seen them before, and she's like, dude, they've always been there, and I'm like, I don't take my time to like actually look around and like
explore.
Yeah.
So see the nature of it.
Right.
Like when no phones or nothing, you just. Man,
you concentrate on other things and it just amazes you. Like I barely found out they make juice around my apartment
Yeah.
on the corner of the street, and I was like, dude, I did not know that. And it's
Yeah.
a bomb orange juice, dude. Yeah, man. But
But I see you're active out there in Mexico. You're still doing work out there with like,
Yeah.
photography.
yeah.
How's that going in Mexico? Like, how do you, like, you're kind of like building a, like, a, not a resume, but I guess you could call it a resume
Uh-huh.
out here in Oxnard. And how is that affecting you now that you're in Mexico?
You know, honestly, it's a great experience because and for the business, it's a, it's expanding more network. I'm letting them know who I am little by little. Obviously, I'm doing like jobs for free right now, but over there, I feel like they're really humble.
Yes.
They're really humble. Like honestly,
Appreciation,
like they
yeah.
appreciate you. The first gig I actually did was a wedding, and it was a couple, and you know they couldn't pay anything. But my wife told me, it's like, hey, you know, we want to, you know, give this to them. They don't have any money. Like literally, the bride made her own dress. The groom, they let him borrow a suit, and I was like, dude, no, honestly, for me, dude, like that'd be awesome. Like for me to give that to them, and yeah, dude, they were really humble. They appreciated even the little details. So for me to like actually like be out there and I just it really humbles you from being over here and expecting a
Yes.
lot to being over there and not expecting so much, but being grateful for a lot, you know.
Yes.
So it has improved the way I think and the way I work with my company.
So you said you moved a lot of places. Like, you were lived in Alaska, lived in Anaheim, like, lived in Mexico. Like, what, like, around, how old were you when you, like, started remembering all, like, these, like, moving situations?
I remembered when I think I was in Anaheim. My family and mine, we all lived in a room. We rented a room.
One room?
Yeah, just one room.
It was just you, your parents, and
Me and my parents, and then my sister.
two kids in
Two
one
kids
room.
in one room, yeah.
Dude.
So it was quite the experience, but I always remembered we weren't there for like I want to say more than 2 months. We were always moving to different places, and from Anaheim we would go off to my uncle's house, be there for a while, and then I think we stayed in a garage one time also in Anaheim, and from there I think we were there for like quite a while, but I remember coming to Oxnard, but we came to Rio first.
El Rio, yeah.
El Rio. We were staying in another room, but in a house that we kind of they were like family to us. They offered the place for us, and we stayed there. And I went to the kindergarten in El Rio. I don't know if you guys know the school. It's abandoned now, but there's a bunch of school blocks.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I went there. Yeah, yeah. I went there for kindergarten, and then from there we moved to a hotel in Ventura. From there, my dad got a job in Home Depot, and then we got a one-bedroom apartment for 4 members, and I think my uncle came in too. So yeah, man, we've been like literally everywhere. Like
Dang.
we came a long way, and then from there, when my little sister was born, we finally found an apartment for like a 3 bedroom,
Awesome.
and at the time, it was like $800 for the rent. So
Sounds good right now.
Yeah.
But back then,
Yeah.
that was
yeah,
pretty
it
much the
was
same thing
quite
as
a
now.
lot.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, we've been through a lot, but I think right now, like nothing compares to like my living, how I was living when I was in Mexico, because I was literally everywhere too.
Mm.
But like that's why I see Mexico and I see the States, and it's just like
Yeah.
so different. Because I was staying with a cousin of mine in Cancun, and from one day to another, I just hear people like crying outside like of our apartment, and it woke me up. It was like 8 in the morning, and I peek out to see what was going on, and like I just hear people crying, and like across the street I see like a dead body there, dude.
What?
Damn.
Yeah, they shot up someone, and I was like, dude.
That was the first time you saw a dead
Man.
body?
First time, and then like I would see things, and I'm like, my cousin would show me like Facebook posts of like a man's genitals on the street in Cancun, dude. It's some intense stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, what, man?
Like, this is life in Mexico.
This is life in Mexico, and then, nah, man. But I think at the end of the day, when I was in Mexico, I ended up in Mexico City, and I enjoyed it because it reminded me a lot of Los Angeles.
Yes.
Transportation there, you would go in through the through the metro, and they always say that they assault you there, but thankfully no one has ever.
Yeah, I heard it's not even like Mexico City's not even like that. Like it doesn't really like the crimes and all that. It's not really that.
Right, as
Yeah.
long as you're reserved and
Yes.
not like take out your iPhone and stuff like that or your camera, yeah, you'd be good. But like I have seen like people
Yeah.
like my friends like when they come over like we like hang out and all that, and then when they go back home, my friend would tell me like, oh, they just assaulted my friend, and I was like, no way.
Damn.
They took his wallet, they took his phone, they took everything, and I was like, dude.
Damn.
I was like, dude, why don't they try to like fight?
Yeah.
Nah, man, they could shoot you up and
yeah,
anything.
you
And
don't
I was
Nah,
like,
just better. It's better to give it up. Just,
yeah, dude. They have robbed me some beats
Mm.
there.
Oh shit.
But I was in the restroom.
What?
Damn.
I left my backpack in the sink with my headphones on top, and I
Oh,
just went to
okay.
go take a piss.
Oh yeah.
Like the urinal. Literally, I turned around, they weren't even there, dude.
No, yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude, like I was like, damn it, bro.
Yeah, you're lucky they didn't take the backpack too, dude.
Yeah. No, yeah, but yeah, man, like it's
It's different.
it's been a trip, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a trip, being in different places.
And I mean, moving around, like being that little, like what was going through your mind? Like, did you think like, damn, this is normal, or like, cause you would go school to school, and I mean, you would talk
Yeah.
to your friends. Would you ask them, hey, do you guys move around this much, or was that in your mind?
Honestly, it has never come to my mind. Like you would imagine like, oh, we're probably poor or something like that. It never crossed my mind. I think my parents did a good job to like allow me to see, like that life is good.
Yeah.
Life is good. Like money's not everything. Like you can be
Yes.
happy without money, and they taught me that. And honestly, I appreciate that because like
It
nowadays,
isn't everything. It won't buy you happiness, man.
right.
And you
Like
enjoy the little things in life.
you can get
Yeah.
$1,000 and the next day it'll all be gone.
Yeah.
So that's why like I've never questioned them, and I've always trusted them as a little kid, and like as long as I was happy, like dude, for me it was like awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
what me and Jesse were talking about.
Yeah.
Like when I grew up in a garage, like
Yeah.
I thought that was a house, like because we had like a little like driveway, but it was the driveway to the garage. So I thought like, oh, this is our house. Like it's separate from their house.
Yeah.
But we just share the driveway,
Right.
but it was a garage. Like, dude, but I mean I thought that was a house.
Yeah.
So I get you when you mean like, oh, like you didn't think it was different or it was weird.
Right, yeah, because you preserve that, you preserve those thoughts and those memories, and it's something really awesome. Because even when I was living in the garage, I thought it was a big house.
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, because you're tiny,
Yeah, you're
and
tiny,
you see
yeah.
everything
Yeah.
big. But at the moment, you like, I mean, it's not that they hide things from you, but
You just don't see it in
you
that
don't
way.
see it like
You see it as something good instead of like how they
Yes.
us as an adult now we could see it as like, man, this sucks, like we're in a rough situation, but
Right.
as a child you see that and you're like, man, this is a castle. Like if you haven't seen anything
Yeah.
else, then that's all you've seen. Like this is a castle. This is
right,
like, dude, because I grew up in a 1-bedroom
Yeah.
garage. And dude, I remember like to me the bathroom was big, but then I asked my dad, I'm like, hey, you remember the restroom? He's like, yeah, I could barely even take a shower in there. Like he's like, you couldn't even really turn. You could just take a shower standing up and that's it.
Yeah.
Like and it wasn't even a tub.
Mhm.
Like it was like just like a little thing of tile that was separating the floor from the shower to the toilet.
Oh,
It was
okay,
just a
okay.
little bit of tile that was separating it so it wouldn't get all wet. But dude, like I mean, to me that was the best thing, like living there.
Right, right. And I like I mentioned before, like it allows you to like be humble about, certain opportunities. So like I kid you not, the apartment that I have in Mexico right now, it's a 2-bedroom apartment, and I'm paying like $200 a month. But it's tiny, but it's comfortable.
Yeah.
And for me, like, I was like, man, like for my kid to be born here, like he's gonna understand and like, to value those small things. And I feel like exactly that's what we did when we were kids. We valued the little things we valued because for us, that was amazing, dude. Like,
Yeah.
and I thank my parents for that because it's like, it teaches you. It teaches you. Because imagine if you were born in a mansion, dude.
Yeah.
You expect to be in a mansion
And
all
then-
your
And
life.
then getting put into a 1-bedroom apartment,
right.
they would be like, man, this is the worst thing ever. But you're like, dude, I grew up in a garage.
Dude, I kid you not.
Yeah.
And that when we were in the 1-bedroom apartment and we moved to the 3-bedroom, Dude, for me, I was like, dude, this is a mansion, dude.
Yes,
It was a
it is.
2-story, and I was like, bro, we're living life, dude.
you're like the from Step Brothers. Like, look, we got room for extracurricular activities.
Yeah, dude. I was like, what is this room for?
Yeah.
Are we gonna put our shoes in here?
Yeah.
I was like, there's a big old closet.
Yeah.
No, yeah, dude, it's a beautiful thing, honestly, to like actually like experience little things, and then when big things come in your life, you really value them.
Yeah. So as a kid, like, what did you want to be when you grew up? Like, what was on your mind?
Dude, I kid you not, I did not know what I wanted to
No?
be, because when I was in high school, I wanted to be a computer engineer. I saw the courses; it was calculus over calculus, and I was just like, no, man, I want to have hair in my head.
Yeah.
But then after that, I loved helping people. I loved, either whether it's emotional to physical or whatever it might be. I always like talking. I always like talking and offering. And I enjoyed biology a lot. So I wanted to be a doctor,
Yeah.
focusing on the bones. Because I've broken a lot of bones too.
Yeah.
Um,
I just remember.
You're very adventurous. Like,
I skated when I was a kid.
oh,
Yeah,
that
so
explains,
I kind of threw aside the fear, and I would jump off of things, and I broke both of my wrists. I broke this knuckle. You see my magical finger that
Just wiggles.
it just wiggles. It's not stable, so it's kind of interesting. But yeah, I wanted to be a doctor, and but I mean, like you said, like we talked in the beginning,
Yeah.
like I know one day I will be,
Yeah.
but it's just not right now.
Yes.
I gotta wait and be patient for those moments. Something will pop out.
So
But
you still have it on your mind, like you would want to work in the medical field, or
absolutely, yeah. It'd be a pretty cool opportunity because I do have certification as a medical assistant, but at the moment I would have to retake it because I would have to refresh my mind and all that.
Yes.
Especially now, if I want to do it in Mexico, I would have to learn it in Spanish.
But dude, I mean, from my experience or like seeing people in Mexico, like I don't want to say it's easier,
Mhm.
but it's more accessible out there, like getting your certifications, like than
Oh,
over
yeah.
here. Like over here, I feel like there's so many like
Protocols, rules,
yeah.
and regulations is like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
They
Not-
make it impossible,
yeah.
man.
not to say that they're not following rules. It's
Yeah.
just that it's more accessible.
right. And I kid you not, I feel like the education system over there, dude, like you don't have to pay to get into universities, dude.
That's crazy.
It's crazy because like
Yeah.
over there to get into university, you have to use your intelligence. You have to make a test. Like if you get 100%, you'd be on a wait list. If someone else gets 100%, but they did better, they boot you off, dude.
Damn.
So over there, it's like intelligence, and because I was interested the time I was in Mexico for like 2 years. I was interested to go to school. I was like, if I'm over here, like I'd rather just go to school.
Yes.
And they told me, okay, well, you have to take a test. But if you get a certain percentage and someone else does better than you, you don't have an opportunity. And I was like,
Damn.
That's crazy.
and I kind of liked it because I was like,
Makes
it's
you
better.
competitive,
Yeah, it's better than paying thousands and thousands of dollars just to get an education.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I really enjoyed it. And honestly, like the doctors over there, dude, like they're
Yeah.
more accessible, like you
yeah.
said. The what's it called, the OBGYN that we have for our kid, he's a specialist for care for my wife and for the baby.
Yes.
And then, honestly, dude, like over here to get an appointment, we would have to wait 2 months.
Months, man, that's crazy.
2 months over there, it's like monthly, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
Just come on in,
dude.
Get you checked out.
Honestly, dude.
Like if you're there, you're there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not play, man. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, dude. Over there, it's just it's a different deal when it comes to like medical and educational also. So it's pretty cool. It's awesome.
So when you were here, after high school, what did you do after high school?
After high school, I was gonna enlist. Well, I wanted to enlist in the military, but I couldn't because I broke both of my wrists. They wouldn't accept me. So my other option was to go to Ventura College, and I saw this opportunity with. It was like I don't know how to say it. It's called Medical Career Services. So I want to say it's like an ROP.
Like a trade school.
Like I want to say something
Yeah.
like that. But they give you the license and the opportunity to like instantly work in the clinic. So I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like I would love to do that. So I went into that. I got my degree in 6 months.
Damn.
So I got my
Yeah.
certification, my license, and then I had the opportunity of being in the clinic. but then after that, like, I wanted to further my education, and then that's when the necessity of having a social security and all that.
Oh,
So then I had to go to Mexico.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so Mexico happened after high school.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was instantly. I was there when I think I was 20, and then I left when I was like 22, 23.
And how did it feel when you came back?
I I think at a point I was kind of grateful I did come back, but at the same time, like, because I met my wife over there. I met her in 2017. She was with someone else, but I was telling God, I was like,
That's mine. That's
one day
mine.
I'm gonna marry her.
Yeah.
And
Were
honestly,
you
it was
friends or?
no. I mean, because we were friends of friends.
Oh, okay.
So like her buddies were friends with their buddies, and that's how we ended up meeting. We sang a song together in the subway, kind of cheesy, but
Hey, that's for your short film right there.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was cool because we met that day, and ever since then, like well, she told me that she was in a relationship for 4 years, so I was like, oh, for
She
sure
was honest.
they were gonna be forever together, and I was like,
Oh.
I don't have a chance. But yeah, dude, I think like now looking back at it, like being in Mexico has been so efficient in my life.
Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, like if it wasn't for Mexico, I probably would have just continued if I did have a social security and a citizenship in the United States and actually have the opportunity to like further my education.
Like, you would have been a doctor by now?
Yeah, I would have been a doctor. Nah, man, but everything has a purpose, and honestly, I'm thankful for it.
Yeah.
Yes. How does DACA work?
DACA. So DACA is an opportunity for immigrants to have a job and further education.
But that's, you have to be here and as a young kid, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So you
okay.
have to have this desire to actually go to school.
Yes.
And they give you that opportunity to actually have a social security and a work permit. And I have a buddy of ours that he is in DACA right now.
Awesome.
And that gives him the opportunity to actually work. And right now he has a pretty good position in the job. And it's been a pretty good motivation to actually have that,
Yes.
But DACA, yeah, it's a yearly renewal that you have to be doing constantly, showing you're actually working, you're actually making, paying your taxes and all that. And you just have to be consistent with it, pretty much,
Yes.
when it comes to that, yeah.
After you guys have a kid, are you guys planning to like what do you see yourself at? Like,
So after having a kid, because right now we're actually in the process.
yes.
Because my wife is an immigrant also, so I am waiting for an interview for her so she can, have a residency. So that's another story because as soon as we submitted her papers, that was a year ago, and since COVID happened, everything got delayed to a crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy right now.
It's really crazy.
yes.
But the whole going back to the States has been in our mind, but at the moment, that's why I'm telling you, like, anything can change from one day to another. I have the opportunity of getting my citizenship now because I have, gone about 5 years in the United States and have shown a good, clean record. But if I get the citizenship, that would make things a lot more easier
For you guys, yes.
for you, for us. But as of right now, it's like a gray area in our lives.
Yeah, it's like a cloud right now hanging on you guys right now.
Right. Because anything can happen. Because we're waiting for my wife's interview. From there, if she gets her residency, then we have to start another process for the baby.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like papers over papers, and at the end of the day, we're just like, man, what if we just stay in Mexico? What if this is what God wants for us, like for us to stay in Mexico? So like we're just like
Playing it out right now.
right. We're not trying to stress like about the future because like I could like today I'll probably be here and tomorrow I'll be dead, because we never know.
Yes.
So obviously for that occasion, like it's just a day to day. Honestly, for me, I would love, I love Mexico, but honestly, I can go both ways about it. Like
Yes.
I would love to be in the United States, but how things are going right now with the school shootings and all that, like I'm just like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
it's crazy, bro. Like
Yeah.
imagine having my kid out there, bro. Like nah, man. So it's just like things like that. I mean, Mexico, they shoot up people, but not at school. So that's
Yeah.
so that's a different deal, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so far, like, you know, that's the current plan. Just, you know, living day by day, and you know, being wise about how we go about our future.
And is all your family here, or some of them are over there?
So my parents, they all live here. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. My parents, my sisters. And,
That's probably the hardest, huh?
yeah, yeah. It's a total change of scenery, and especially now that the baby's gonna be born, I would love for all of them to be there. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
When you were like running around in Mexico, like when you got thrown out the country, what were you doing? Like, what were you doing to have fun? Like, cause I mean, like you said, you moved around a lot. But what was like on your free time? What were you doing?
So my free time, I have a lot of cousins that I have never met. I mean, I have, but I was a kid. You know, I didn't remember.
Yeah, well, when you went back, you're like, who are you?
Yeah, right. They're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, you're that person, right?
Yeah.
You look different. I don't remember you, but good to see you, meet you again. You know, something new. But honestly, all of them have the. I don't know if it's like a cultural thing, but at the end of the day, they enjoy drinking.
Yeah.
They enjoy drinking. I have cousins that enjoy smoking cigarettes. So a little regard that I've never done that before. I've never done that. I never drank. I never smoked. I never. You know, I'm a good person. They got me into it. I fell right into it, and I was like, oh, this is disgusting. Oh, damn, disgusting. You know, it was just something that, you know, I kind of, you know, in my current state of mind, I wasn't thinking correctly and all that, but it allowed me to try something new. It wasn't good for my body, but you know, it was something new. So I wasn't a consistent smoker, but I would smoke here and there.
Yes.
You know, I would drink here and there. But it was whenever, you know, my cousins would come and be like, hey, they didn't ask me.
Yeah.
They just told me we're going. And I was like, oh, where?
But
Where?
that's kind of normal. Like when I drink with people too, when I was younger,
Yeah.
it's just like when they smoke, I'll smoke with them. Even though I didn't even smoke, man, it was just like it leads to it kind of.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
just like, you know what, yeah, I'll take a toke, and then
You know, for some
Yeah.
reason, it's a good combination.
it is, man. For some reason,
It's weird,
Yeah.
but it's like cookies and milk.
Yeah, it is.
You want cookies and
Yeah.
milk.
It is.
No, yeah. Other than that, dude, like I learned how to like, you know, I keep on forgetting how to say this. You know, that's the thing when you come to like understand two languages, like the process of like going from Spanish to English and English to
Yeah.
Spanish. My mind just like freezes. But it's when like you're, how do you say it? When you're like trying to like burn metal to metal.
Okay.
Welding. There we go. I learned how to weld, so that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. You know, it was. I learned how to do that, so I spent my time in my uncle's shop that he had. So it was like a pretty big thing. I learned how to do that. I learned a lot of things from Mexico. I learned that there was like a whorehouse behind the my actual uncle's you know, place of work there. Like it's just like things that like if you hear that here, bro,
Yeah.
like it trips you out.
Yeah, it's
you know?
taboo. It's taboo.
It is like
Yeah.
and
I just life over there though.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. And then
It's normal.
after work, they would tell me, it's like, hey, like, you know, you want to go? I'm like, no, I kind of don't want.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird and nasty. You know, like, I'm not about that. I respect you guys
Yeah.
doing that, but
Yeah.
for me, dude, like,
I'm not. That's not me, man. Yeah.
I'll be there and be like, I respect you. I don't want
Yeah.
nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
No, dude, it was trippy. And I thought they
Yeah.
were playing around, you know, because they were like, oh yeah, like, we're gonna go see some girls, and I'm like. I was like, yeah, you are. Right.
So like you made friends with like were they friends of your cousins or you made friends like naturally on your own?
So I think they would be considered coworkers.
Okay.
Yeah, they were all older than me. You know, I was 21 at the time. They were probably like 35 to like 40s up there. But that was their current lifestyle, you know. They were all married, but you know, they were out there.
Living life.
And I'm like, you know, I respect your decision. I don't think it's correct, but like,
Yeah.
I'll let you guys do your thing,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, dude, it's just a whole different scenario.
Like the neighbors and stuff, are like in the village that you live in. What I hear from like other like people that are from Mexico, they say villages.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like a village,
un
right?
pueblo, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it like all the people are very caring and like sharing, or how is it?
It's interesting because I I would joke around and be like, yeah, man, I every corner I'd have a family member.
Yeah.
They would be like, mijo, ¿cómo estás? And I was like, oh, ¿qué onda, tío?
Yeah.
O ¿qué onda, primo? Sorry. No, I mean, honestly, they're all helpful. Like, if you see someone in the floor, you know, you obviously go and help them and all
Yes.
that. They, how do I say it? Well, yeah, I guess you could say they're really caring. If you need a banana, they'll give you a banana.
It's like a tight knit community. pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like if they see someone in need, yeah, obviously they would go and help them. But they have the well, I guess it's not like
Because there's a struggle over there.
bro, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. But like they do help out a lot. But I mean, and it's not to talk bad about it, but when I did go there, at the time I did leave like my car and everything in the bag.
Yes.
I had an Audi, and I remember a cousin of mine would tell her friends like, "Oh my cousin from the United States is coming. You know, like,
Oh.
he has an Audi. He has money."
Oh,
Oh.
So like you know, for them, it's like an opportunity. You know, you don't know who it is and all that, but they grow interest. I don't know these people. Like,
Yeah.
she would. I had a girl that she came up to me and she was like, "Oh, you know, your cousin talked to me about you. You know, you seem like a really nice guy." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." You know, for me, it was awesome because like I was alone. Like I didn't like my cousins were there, but I never hung out with them.
Yes.
Like they were always on their own thing, and I was like, I understand that. You know, I respect that. But when I had that interaction, like I thought it was cool. It was genuine and all that. I thought she was over my she was like way above my league, and I was like, you know, like, is she okay? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Did she hear me talk English?
you're like, I know I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Yeah.
I know my Spanish sucks right now.
Like, I gotta run in the mirror and see how I look real quick.
I was like, my chin's finally coming. No, but she told me, she was like, oh yeah, your cousin told me that you have an Audi and all that, and I was like, oh. I had.
Yeah.
Oh, you let her down like that.
Dude, one day or another, I never heard from her again.
Damn.
Oh no, yeah, dude. It's just and it's not to talk bad about them, you know.
Yeah.
I understand. It's
There's
an
always
opportunity.
people like that. Like
Right.
It's
right.
not-
Even here, man,
Yeah.
it's like when people are like, "Damn, like, hey, I want to be your friend."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's cool, but like I feel like as long as you're like an outgoing person, like, and especially the job that I've had, you know, like, dude, like freaking talking with Hector, I've had people that don't talk at all. I'll be like, hey, dude, so like, how do you like life? He'll be like,
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
yeah.
And I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
screw me, right?
Yeah, like,
No, but it's awesome. It's awesome
Yeah.
because like it's a good feature in a person when you could like talk freely to someone and be like, "Yo, so what's up with you?" You know, and then they tell you your whole life story, and I'm like, damn, bro, it's awesome. It's awesome.
So coming back to the U.S., like you said like that you kind of like I mean you wanted to come back, but you were like already getting used to living over there.
Right.
How did you feel like having to work back like in the U.S. like?
So I think it was kind of different now because I had something legit.
Mhm.
So I had the opportunity to actually like go back to school or work. So I thought by having that opportunity like I would have an instant job, but it was the same thing. Like I would have had to like wait months and stuff like that. Beforehand, I was working in Tilly's, but I was when he was in the States.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not gonna say his name, but
Yeah.
but coming back and doing all that, it has taught me that, like, at the end of the day, it's materialistic. Like, honestly, like, you think something and then it changes drastically because, like, you're like, oh, shoot, now I have it, but I don't have anything.
Mhm.
So it took me a while. I started with a production company called Frogman.
Frogman.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't exist now because I guess they closed down, but those guys exactly just painted frogs.
What do you mean like they
Like
painted frogs?
metallic frogs.
I want to say I did hear about that though. I did.
They sell them for like 500 and up, dude. The tiny ones, 500. The big ones are like
Yeah,
1,000 and up.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, it's just like frogs.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
People are into weird stuff, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like
Especially
little
here,
knickknacks.
bro.
So I would like coat them with like
Like a
spray
primer or
paint,
something?
like a primer and stuff like that to protect the paint and all that. And from there, it was a weekly pay, so I thought it was pretty cool. I was like, And then a buddy of mine came back into my life, and he was like, "Hey, man, school bus is where it's at.
They're making bank.
This is where it's at. You're making bank." I was like, "Dude, teach me your ways." So I went about it, and I took my test, my driving test with CHP. So it was pretty crazy to have a cop behind you, and especially this cop had a kid that was in a high school, and he's like, "I want to make sure you keep him protected." I was like, "Oh, dude." So
My kid's life is in your hands.
yeah, dude, literally. So it gives you like this sort of how do you say it, like like a little, like a knife that's about to stab you, just in case you make an error or something like that. So like
Makes you ner-
you live with anxiety pretty much.
Yeah, just like a cop always behind me. I'm like, even though I'm legit, like on my license and
Yeah.
everything, I'm like,
It's scary, right?
fuck. Yeah, and then but like taking a test, you're just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I was already nervous in taking the test. Then have a cop behind you.
Right.
Fuck.
The first time I failed.
You failed the first
I
time?
failed the first time, and then the second time he told me I was gonna fail you again, but the other guy who was gonna take a test didn't show up. So I was like, "No, let's go for a ride." And I was like, I doubted you, but you were pretty good. And I was like,
No, all right. Give my license.
Yeah.
so I started off there for like 2 or 3 years, and it was quite the experience, man. You see things that are like,
Mm-hmm.
man, dude, kids bleeding from their noses, like
Oh man.
bunch of stuff, man. It's crazy. But after that, like I just COVID happened, and I came back to the school busing, and I found a shredding company, and it was a pretty cool place, because like it's a difference from you sitting down and just driving to this one being more hands on. You get out, you bring down a bin, you fill it up with paper, you complain, but you tip it in, and then it gets stuck. And then no, man, it's a workout, bro. It's a workout.
Yeah.
Dude. I love that job, dude. It put me on edge all the time.
Did you run into any crazy like customers?
All the time.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about something?
Absolutely. So I think the first time it's because I like being sarcastic.
Yeah, me too.
I love it. And then I would have customers telling me like, "No one has come last week," or like, "No one came to service our location." I was like, "No way." Why?
Yeah.
They would look at me. They're like, "Oh, it's because they didn't come in service. Like, look at this. It's really full." And I was like, "Who was it? Can you explain him to me?"
Describe it to me.
Describe him to me.
Yeah.
He's like, "Did he have hair? Did he not have hair? Did he have a beard?" And he'd be like, "No. So like, he was short. He had a beard." And I was like,
Oh, we know who that is.
"I know who you're talking about." He's like, "Are you gonna report him?" "I'll go get him myself right now." But I was like, "First, let me get your paper."
Yeah, just getting the customer all worked up. Like, when I get back to the yard, I'm gonna get on his ass.
It's
Yeah.
crazy because they expect you to like.
Yes.
They expect you to like.
To write them up.
Why didn't you get this paper?
Yeah.
I'm like, "Miss,
Dude,
if I was here, I would have gotten everything."
Yeah.
I would occasionally leave like 2 papers in there, but like they're on your butt, dude.
Yeah,
Like literally.
they take that shit serious, dude.
They
Sometimes when I call them, man, they're just like, yeah, they're just, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
talking
They're on
some
it,
shit.
dude.
Sometimes
on it.
they're just on it, bro. Like having a bad day already. I'm like, fuck.
I think
Yeah.
Hector actually called me one
Yeah.
time. He was like, "Hey John, hey John, this person's asking me that you didn't like. I guess they didn't service this location, but like you were here last week, so I don't know if you serviced it." And I just hear the guy like telling me, "But you gotta tell him this and that and this and that." And then like Hector's like so calm. He's like, "John,
What do I do?
what do I do?
Yeah, like,
Do I service it? Do I
Yeah.
leave it there?"
dude,
I'm
because like they'll save it, and then they'll just try to throw it more on, and I'm just like, you can't do that.
Oh, shit.
yeah, they
That's why I'm just like, John, what do I do, man?
they bring the paper from home, dude.
They do.
I was like, I know you're lying.
Dude, but the thing to me though that pisses me off is like they'll be throwing away like the most dumb thing. Like it'll be a newspaper.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no personal information on there.
That shit can go to the trash.
Yeah, like why are you throwing away newspaper? Like, And they're like, oh, because it's
magazines
recycling.
and all that. I'm
Yeah.
like, this does not have any kind of private stuff in your life. Like, what
Yeah.
is this? This does not make
Yeah.
sense.
I didn't know that the Wall Street Journal had your social
Yeah.
security, dude. And you get people
Yeah.
that aren't even like from the company. Like when you're outside, they'll go up to you, hey, can I bring you some of my stuff? I'm like, bro, who are you? Like you're a random off the street. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they tell you like,
They're
oh
like, yeah, call the number right there.
Yeah. Like,
no,
set
yeah,
up an
we
account.
tell them that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, you gotta call the number. Like we can't
Set up an
really do
account. I'll
that.
be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or next
some-
week.
Yeah, pretty much. Or
Yeah.
they'll complain to us and be like, oh, we had this scheduled for yesterday. Why didn't you come yesterday? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me give me my. Yeah, I don't know about that, miss.
Yeah,
And
dude.
they find it hard to believe, and I'm like,
But why
bro, like,
not? Like,
why not? Like, well, miss, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I'm just following what I'm supposed to
It's
do.
not- call your supervisor. Bro, he's busy. right
Yeah.
now.
He's busy.
He can't answer
Yeah.
you right now. No,
That's-
I had a lady, because we collect from like paper bags also. No, I'm sorry, paper bags, plastic bags from pharmacies and all that. I had a lady come up to me. So I service this stop occasionally, like every week. But what I did, I would save myself some time. So imagine this: they had 9 bins, big bins.
Yeah.
I would leave some of them half because it's such a drag to come back and forth, and like they didn't have access to the bag. So I'm just like, man. So I would leave them like that. So I was like, they probably don't even notice. I've seen it continuously, like, oh, it's going well, perfect.
Yeah.
One day, this lady comes up to me. She's like, no, I'm not gonna let you in. I'm like, oh, okay. I was about to leave. I was like, goodbye.
Damn, just like that.
Yeah, she's like, no, you're not coming in. Give me your supervisor's number. I was like, what? My supervisor, I was like, he's pretty busy right now. I don't think I can give you his number.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I want his number because you haven't been servicing correctly. I'm like, what is correctly? What are you talking about? And she told me, it's like, no, yeah, give me your supervisor's number. I'm not going to let you service. And I was so tempted to just be like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
Because I was like, dude, if you're denying service, we have a code for that.
Yeah.
We accept it. We're happy about it, and we'll just let you do your business.
That would have been an easy getaway.
Easy
Yeah.
getaway, but I was kind of new, and I didn't want to mess up my status. So I was just like, yeah, sure, here.
Oh, so you had just started?
I gave him a number.
Ah.
And then I called him afterwards. I was like, hey, man, so like, are you going to get a call? These people are complaining that I haven't serviced, but I did. But like, just be cool about it. And like, yeah, John, you don't kind of give them my number. And I was like, I'm new.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this, man.
Dang.
So she didn't call him.
Oh, okay.
So that was
shit.
pretty cool. But ever since then, I grew a relationship with that person. I was like, if you want to complain to me, and I'll make sure to service this place correctly.
Yeah.
Letting him know that it wasn't me, but it was me.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucked, and it was wrong for me to do that. But man, like you just see
They
it,
overdo it sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Some crazy stuff. I mean, I love the job. I didn't like working in the rain.
Oh,
The rain
yeah.
sucks. Dude.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It sucks. But you get free boots, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Paid for by the company.
Damn. What about a rain jacket?
Oh, yeah. They give you a
Yeah.
rain jacket and rain pants, but I never wear the rain
No.
pants. They look goofy. I gotta look stunning out there.
Yeah.
Representing correctly.
Dude, you would see this guy in shorts in the rain with his Doc Martens on.
Yeah.
Look at these bad boys right here, dude.
Damn.
Dude, in shorts.
Nice.
And it's
In
pouring
shorts,
rain. And this guy's
man.
freaking.
I'm telling you, man, that job puts you in edge. And honestly, it came to a point where, like, I didn't really care about it. I was just on it, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I would drink energy drinks in the morning, and I'd be like, hyper, dude.
Yeah.
I'd have like 36 stops. I would go ham
Yeah.
on it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't really care, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, they look at it as a workout. Like the whole day
Yeah.
is a workout. That's what it is. They don't look at it as a job. Like, we're gonna go out there. We're gonna get our pump on. I'm just
Right, dude. Like, we
Yeah.
would go together, and he would see me, and I would be like storming off. He'd be
Yeah.
like, hey, bro, my legs are hurting.
Yeah, my calf is burning, dude. I don't know
calves
how
are
you do
burning.
this.
Damn.
No, yeah, dude. But I mean, like, everyone has their own way of working, and
Yes.
honestly, it's pretty cool. But like, we had a trainer. He was like, really old,
Mm.
but he was on it, bro.
Dude,
Oh, damn.
he's a beast.
He's a beast, bro.
Dude, I've never seen an old man like him. He's
Yeah.
not old because he kept fit.
Yeah.
Like, dude, this
he doesn't
guy-
look his age.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Nah.
Dude, he was buff. He
He
was
was
buff
buff,
with
dude.
freaking gray hair. He like
Damn.
yoked, dude.
Yeah.
That was his word. He was
Santa
yoked.
Claus on the summer, dude.
Damn.
Exactly. But
Dude.
dude, he walks fast, like, and he's tall, so he
Yeah.
takes extra
Big ass
long
steps.
freaking steps. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. But
Just having that as a motivation, dude. It's just like,
Like he can do it. I
yeah,
should do it
dude,
twice
like,
as fast.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm like, we're younger, dude. I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm gonna haul ass, dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
Nah,
but there was
dude.
times you just couldn't keep up, dude. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's because he
dude.
knows his route, so he
Yeah.
would already know I got to do this, I got to do that. Oh,
Boom,
go
boom,
here, go
boom.
there. Dude, there was times where I was like, I'll meet him at the truck. Like, you know what? He's got to come back to the truck regardless. I'll just be here.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't even trip because he kind of also felt like you kind of in my way, you know? So
Yeah.
it was better to be like, you know what? I'll wait for you in the truck.
Yeah,
Everything's
you
going to be ready
accept
for
it
you.
and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm a drag, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll lay on the floor here.
Damn.
Dude, I remember one time he came in, he's like, man, I had to throw Hector on top of the bin and had to push the bin because he was so slow. I was like, dude,
Damn.
why you gotta make me look like that?
I was
bro.
helping.
Hey, dude, I wouldn't doubt he could pull it off.
Dude,
Yeah.
He was
man.
he was strong, dude.
He was strong, dude. Like, I kid you not. That's why,
You
like,
still there or?
nah.
Oh damn.
I don't know where he went.
I don't know.
I miss him.
Yeah,
Damn.
I always throw out smoke signals, but he doesn't answer.
He was an answer, man.
Damn.
No, but having that work ethic and like going to like doing none of that, it takes a toll on you, man. So that's why like I literally go out and walk and like.
Are you still there or?
No,
Oh.
I left like in the April 30th.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I decided to completely just focus on my family.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a risky move, but in the end of the day, I feel like dude, none of that matters, you know.
Nah.
So
Being home, man, being with your family.
Yeah.
That's worth more than money, like you said earlier.
Absolutely, valuing.
so what do you got going on right now? Like, what are your main focuses right now?
Main focus right now is to enjoy life. Enjoy life, being grateful, for every kind of experience, and I'm just happy, man. Like I don't know, I get to be with the person that I love and the family that I've envisioned myself having in the future. So I rather invest in that
Yes.
because it's something it's really beautiful, and honestly, like
You don't want to miss a moment, man.
I don't want to,
Yeah.
man. Like even if it's in the stomach, dude. Like even if you talk to it within time, dude. Like he notices who you are.
Yes.
So
It's true.
Oh, so he's a boy.
that's a boy, dude. His
Dang.
name is Toby.
Toby.
Tobias. But
Okay.
we call him Toby, but he's a kicker, dude. He's always kicking my wife, and every minute, dude,
Yeah.
you see her going to the restroom. Like it don't matter the occasion. She'll be
Yeah.
like, I'm gone, and I'll be, oh, I know where she's at.
Yeah.
But having that, man, instead of having, because my mindset before that was like, nah, you stay over there. I'll give you
Provide
the
and
finance.
shit. Yeah.
I'm making good money over here. Dude, I'll help you out a lot. But, that wasn't the purpose. And at the end of the day, dude, I rather value the little things than have,
Yes.
big, expensive stuff. And honestly, dude, like everything's falling into place, because I never expected it to go out like that. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, yeah, my life is good right now. Obviously not. But,
No.
like, I'm happy where I'm at.
Yes. That's all that matters. Even like I was telling Heck, I want to leave my job, even though I got an interview. It's for less money, but I'm gonna be happy, man.
Right.
Yeah, just like fucking over it.
Yeah. No, especially
Yeah.
like our buddy here that he was working with us. He was working good. He came to an age when one day from another he was just like, I had enough, man.
Yes.
I had enough. Like you reach your limit, and
You
if
got to do
start-
what's best for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
Yeah,
You
as long as
gotta,
you're
dude.
happy, man. Like the people that are watching, just do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you're stuck because end of the day, it's not good for you. It's not, man. It's just
Right. The materialistic is just it comes and goes, and honestly, like having that moment with your loved ones is
Yes, it's more
especially
important.
what is more valuable in your life.
Yeah, like I work 3 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah.
and I have kids. I have 4, so I don't ever see them, man. Like what time I get home, they're knocked out, and then I'm awake like around 8.
Yeah.
So I see them for maybe 30 minutes. Then I'm already at work at 3, get off at 3. So I just don't ever see them. So
Right.
I'm not just like over that schedule and then over just like the BS.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what? I'm telling my girl, she's like, oh, but the money. I was like, I ain't about the money no
It ain't
more.
about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I said I'm way over it now.
Yeah. I mean, and I respect the people who like hustle. I'm
Yes.
telling you, it's cool, dude. If that what is what drives you, that's awesome. But like, just personally for me, like, not having that kind of like figure in my life where
Yes.
it came to like something consistent, like where I get to see, a father figure in my life. I would always see him working, like you mentioned.
Yes.
And for me to see that, I'm like, it wasn't bad. He helped us out to get through, and honestly, I appreciate that. But I would have appreciated it like a little bit more detail, like, hey,
Yes.
I need to practice on running a route for football, or like, stuff like that, like things that he probably could have done hands on with me
Yes.
that I could probably like learn. So like seeing that, I know what to value more.
Yes.
I mean, having a job that gives you good money, but you don't see your family for 2 weeks, I wouldn't take
Sucks.
that.
Yeah.
So it's just things like that that I started seeing. I'm like, I don't want to miss a moment.
Yeah. I totally agree. Like, I know you haven't had no kids yet, but like, I know there's gonna be a time you're just like, fuck, man, this ain't it. Like for me, I just couldn't. Right now, I just can't do it anymore. I'm just like, I'm at the point I'm always calling them like, hey, dude, I fucking can't do it anymore. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm over it, man. I'm just like fucking reaching my limit, man.
No, yeah, I
Yeah.
bet, man, I bet. But no, as long as you
Yeah.
acknowledge that and
Yeah.
like you have that communication with your significant other, dude,
Yes.
that's where it comes to play. Because in the end of the day, you're a team with that person. You know?
Yes.
Whatever affects you affects the person. So it takes a toll on everyone. So
Yeah, because I
that's
told
awesome.
her, because when I get home sometimes and she's too knocked out, I'm like on the couch. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to live like that anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, did this shit way too long now. I'm like,
Right.
I'm not getting younger, and I'm just over it. Yeah.
Yeah, it comes to a point of realization, definitely.
Yeah.
But even then, like, there is times of necessity. So, like, right now, me coming over here, like, to getting paid for doing a job, like,
Yes.
I did, have this gig, like, from, like, I think the beginning of the year. So, like, I had to come
Make a
through.
promise.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, then she already gave the deposit also. So, I was like, I don't really trip about it. I
Yeah.
have to do what I got to do. But, like, if it was for me, like, I probably would have just stayed. But, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to like put a bad reputation to my business, so I do what I do because I love my family also.
Yes.
Well, yeah, John, man, thank you for coming down. And I know you're super busy, but I mean, thank you for coming down and talking to us, just showing us a little bit about what you do. I mean, we appreciate it.
No, thank you guys for having me in such short notice and having to be late a little bit, but it's always awesome to like talk about like experiences and like
Yes.
knowledge about life, and it's a pretty great experience to have that. So thank you guys, and
You're welcome, man.
you guys are awesome.
You want to give a shout out to your Instagram page?
Yeah. Follow IRaw Films, IRaW Films. I currently am working from here in Mexico to all the way in the United States. It's a business that me and my wife have created, and we do videography, photography, drone videography. We accommodate to any kind of necessities. So whatever you guys are in need of, we are available.
Your wife's page, if you want to shout her out too.
Yeah, my wife's page. She has a digital designing page. She does whatever kind of digital necessity you might need, either a logo or a presentation, something dynamic. Her page is so her page is Laal Alex Buco, and she's a really great designer. So if you guys are in necessity for that, by all means hit her up. She's really dedicated to her work.
Well, hopefully in the near future we could have her here too with your guys' baby.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Having the little tubs right there.
Yeah.
Big old head. Shouts out to my mom.
Yeah.
To Sarah over there. To all my homies, Lalo, I love you. Jason, what's up?
All right.
David Yabi. No. All right.
All right. Thank you, John.
Thank you guys. You guys are
Thank
awesome.
you, man.
See you guys in the next one.
See you
Right.
guys.